Hey YouTube, this is David back from Richter Scale Studios. Want to show another project I'm starting on. You know how I do a lot of stuff simultaneously. I got the storm tower going. I'm kind of been working downstairs on more of the terrain pieces, but I'm going to get more into this painting thing. I may be going to Games Day. I got a ticket already for the Games Day in Memphis in the end of July. And the Orc truck, I'm taking that to that contest. If I enter it into the vehicle contest, I'm going to have to change that base. The base is slightly too big. It's got to be 20 meters or 20 meters. It's got to be no more than 2 centimeters bigger than the vehicle itself. And I think it's at least probably 4 centimeters on the both sides. Also, I want to do a single miniature contest. I'm starting with the base. Here's the base. It's on cork. I'm going to go and prime it. You can see it on in there real quick. I'm going to come and do there we go. Focus. That is the slate I make. I got bags of it. That's I'll put a little see if I can put a reference to my video series on the slate I make. It's made out of Super Sculpey and Sculpey. Put in layers and then baked. And it's very simple to cut and score. Let me just show you real quick. I'll make this like a little tutorial too. This is one piece. You can see the different layers, and you just basically you take your. I use more of a heavier knife, not just a regular hobby knife. Right there, it snaps. Another thing about the stuff is cool too, is you can cut into it and just break off chunks. And then you can get into the different layers and the sediments. I don't know if you can see that on there. Yeah, you can. There must be at least 20 different layers right there. And this is awesome for dry brushing. And this going in, be very careful with the sharp knife though. You just go and just take little layers off here and there and shape it. It's very easy. It's brittle, but not that brittle. It just like falls apart or anything. But you have a lot of control over this instead of buying actual slate. And actually this is more of a probably to scale slate, because if you buy red pieces of slate you're getting a couple chunks, maybe 1 or 2 little layers. But here you have dozens of layers. You can see right there you can actually go into the slate itself, or the fake slate, cut into a part and then break it open, and you have wonderful detail for on bases or anything you want to do. And the piece I'm doing on this for the single miniature is going to be a Ultramarine Sergeant. I love doing those for some reason. This is probably another attempt at what I'm doing. He's just basically glued so far, running assault legs, standard Marine torso. He's got a bionic left arm with a chain sword, plasma pistol. Both of the arms have been cut and reposed, so it's more of a running position. As you'll see, he'll be on this base, look like he's running over a like a slate desert field. And since he's going to be an ultramarine, I'm going to try to get these in oranges and red hues, and that is a complementary color of blue. So I think that'll be an awesome looking base. And for the head, I'm using a catechin. And I just love the look of these guys. Put them right there. He's got the, I'm going to do grayer hair so it looks older. I don't know if I can fit any kind of service studs on that, but he has a bandana on. I just like that look. So he looks like being out in the battlefield, is hardcore sweating and at their last stand. I'm going to attempt to make a banner to go on top of the backpack. That's not the banner pole. That's a standard banner pole with a skull on it. I got another one laying around here somewhere. Well, I might have dropped it. Let's say we're using that banner pole. We're going to make a banner. I got the 32nd of an inch lead sheeting. I've done I did that shoulder strap for the Orc with the twin link Shuta with it. And this is a modeling material. I don't have it with me right now, but it's I'll put a little note right here on the side where I got it from. You can buy it on Amazon from in bulk sheets. I'll probably do that eventually. This is really cool stuff to work with. The first time I ever heard of this stuff was in a Forge World modeling book, and they were doing like for a one of the Imperial fighters. They were doing customizing the cockpit, putting seat belts, making it out of this stuff. So it's really cool stuff. So I'll make that out of that, make it tattered. I got a Space Marine helmet. I'm gonna somehow get it onto his left hip. I've already hollowed it out to make it look like it's come off his head and he's not wearing it, and have it strapped on. And I think I do a melta bomb, and I got multiple purity seals to put all over him, so it looks like he's very decorated and ready to go. So that is it for this. This will be part 1. I'm going to go down and prime. The base is ready to be primed. I'm going to paint him off the base and then keep the head away from that, because I don't know if I'm going to airbrush the body first. I want to get a lot of detail in that face. I don't want to even micro layers of paint put on that. So that'll be for right now. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you in the next video. Hey, we're back real quick. Still working on getting the Marine Sergeant together. I got the basic model down. Trying to make it as dynamic as possible. So I told you I made the cuts in the arms, moved those so it looks like it's more like it's running. It looks like it's coming towards you. So like, there you go. And then to add a little more motion to it, I got some bigger purity seals, and I got those flowing off the back of his hips on both sides. Kind of a different one here, kind of curves around, looks really cool. And then on this back one, I'm bending it back up a little bit so it looks like, you know, the air is carrying it up. Wow, that one's not stuck on there quite well. It's been glued for a while. I got a melta bomb on the right hip. I got the helmet on the left hip. And if you do inspect it closely, you can look up underneath and it's all hollowed on inside. You can see that from in there. And I'm going to probably paint that a dark gray under there so it looks like it's like a molded or a padded section that goes around the neck area. So I think that's going in a good direction. The base is basically done. I may go in there with some weathering powders, but I went in there with about 3 different... Well, actually, let's start with the primer. I primed it red just because I said I wanted a red color to be stark against a Ultramarine. And I'll be back in 1 second. And back again. Just brought one of my other Marines I've done in the past, and that's another slate base I did. This is actually like a smaller version of the slate I make, and made a base. I think this is from one of my tutorials also. Maybe I'll put a little quote or a little area to that too, how I'm... let's go back to that one playlist with the stuff, and it goes through how I make a couple bases. I make a 25, a 40, and a 60mm base also. But I love how this color with the blue and this like reddish brownish orangish color, I think it's a really good contrast to really make the blue pop. And this is basically the what we're going for with this guy. But this is like a little more this like tabletop level. I'm gonna go for a little more obviously, if I'm going to try to compete with it, I'm going to go a little more hardcore with it. But this is not bad. Good face. Skin's not the best, but a really good face. Good eye turned out. And when I use that Catachin head, that's going to put a lot of character to it. Also, just for updates, also, Storm Talon cockpit is ready to get done. There's the 2 pieces of the cockpit. He's primed in red. And something I really want to try with this, I want to put an injection seat handle in this. And this is a F-22 cockpit right here. So I'm trying to get these colors. They're like grays and light grays and a little bit of damage in there from getting dinged up. There's another F-22. My printer's starting to go out. Sorry about that. So I really want to go for this kind of a look. So it's not that bad, hard to do. I mean, not hard to do at all. As you can see, taking this, you got a screen, and a couple little area readouts. Maybe just make that black and put a little yellow and green squiggles there to look like a readout. Basically do the panel itself in a really dark gray and start doing the knobs in the lighter gray. So I think that'll really turn out. And also you can go even a little more hardcore. This is an old F-16. This is a little, less modernized, but still the same color concept basically. So we're gonna probably do this all, just use all this stuff. I like how we have this. Yeah, you actually even rust in here. That's kind of funky. You got paint. You got, looks like oxidation, and then you got bare metal showing. This used to be black, where the joystick in the cockpit, fly-by-wire control. I don't think we're going to have to get that much detailed in this because this guy's holding everything and it's going to be hiding. And this is the Army Painter Red. So this will be really easy to paint him and get him tricked out. Get the Mechanicus symbols painted. And nice glowing green eyes. And getting this really good, good detail on this thing. There's a lot of stuff to paint in this. And obviously you're not going to be able to see a lot of it. I'm going to make sure the cockpit's not glued on. See if there's a way I can magnetize it. Doesn't look like you can, but we'll see. And I want to get a lot of detail in there. A lot of times you see on these, way these are even done, even by Games Workshop, a lot of just like kind of a gunmetal back there and darken it and a couple of highlights. But I want to get some really good detail on there. Looks like someone really cared. I want to show this, put some love in it. So that'll be it for this part. We'll keep you updated, and as usual, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you again.